Today we're going to see a scuba diver in space. Believe it or not, he's going to be outside the International Space Station, outside the cupola. Yeah, it's a very, very bad day for NASA and all the space fans. Bear with me. Okay, so we'll have a look at the original clip, normal speed, normal view, and then we're going to zoom in on a particular area at the end of this and highlight something rather telling. Okay, so let's have a look at the clip, just normal.
There's the crescent moon that we saw, and we had new views of the exterior of the International Space Station that we had never been able to see before just by looking out a window. Here we are looking.
Oh mate, he's going, look, scuba divers out there, ridiculous, as we're about to see, because the next shot is from a camera outside of the cupola, looking at this chap here with his mate. The problem is the way the camera was positioned in relation to the angles of the cupola window. It caught something in the reflection that was rather telling. That's right, scuba divers. You can see their yellow tanks. So let's have a look.
Now some of the additional windows, there's 7 windows, one right in the center and then 6.
Obviously we're dealing with the middle window here with the 2 guys there. At the start on the left, you'll see some, just briefly, reflections of scuba divers, but the best one is on the right hand side. Starts in the right hand corner, and bottom right hand corner, and ends top right hand corner. Okay, I'll let it play normal. We'll play it a couple of times just so you can see these reflections going up of these scuba divers here, giving the game away. And of course, because we've got scuba divers here, that catches the attention of the so-called astronauts, and they actually look in the direction, they get distracted by them, which is what made me see this and spot this, I should say. I looked back and then saw the reflections of the scuba divers in the cupola window. This is terrible, lads. So let's have a look. Like I say, I'll play it a couple of times normal and then we'll zoom in
around the edges of the cupola to provide us a 3 window.
You see it? I'll just do it with this toolbar for a minute. Watch. Coming up now by his bridge of his nose, forehead. Now it's above him. He spotted his pal in the water, but that, I'm afraid to tell you, space fans, we can see there, that is a scuba diver's tank on the back of a scuba diver. And as you can see, the so-called astronaut in the cupola has spotted him and is watching his underwater friend here do his bit. No doubt preparing some props for some so-called spacewalk which was to happen later on, where they don the silly pantomime costumes known as space costumes. But look, that is terrible, lads. That is a scuba diver outside the International Space Station. Obviously we know this is an underwater prop. We know most of the space stuff is filmed underwater, the spacewalks, and of course as time's gone on, a lot of the stuff now has gone from models to CGI. But these people use various different techniques, and of course most of the space orientated walks and stuff like this are underwater in these little setups they've got. But let's zoom in now a bit closer and have a look at this scuba diver. Bear with me. Of course, if you want further evidence, of course we know these clowns train underwater, assisted by scuba divers with black outfits and yellow tanks. We know this. So when we zoom in now, knowing that these scuba divers are a big part of this space pantomime production that is shown to us, that is supposedly spacecraft orbiting spheres in a vacuum, yeah, we know better. And of course, when we zoom in on the said area of the cupola, we get a bit of a rare reflection showing a scuba diver with his yellow tank, kind of giving the game away. Not only did his pal give the game away, but of course the reflection of truth really gave it away, as we got to see a scuba diver in space, outside the International Space Station. Of course, highlighting this tosh for what it is. Dear, oh dear.